Hello students, in our last class we have discussed about the types of motion depending on the coordinate axis. That means we have discussed about one dimensional, two dimensional and three dimensional motion. Okay, so now we are coming to the next classification of motion. I have already drawn a flow chart of motion. Now I am again making that flow chart. One of the classification of motion was depending on the dimension. That was one dimensional, two dimensional and three dimensional. We have already discussed about that motions. Now we are coming to second classification of motion. That was uniform motion and non-uniform motion. And non-uniform motion. And non-uniform motion was further divided into two parts. First is uniformly accelerated motion. Uniformly accelerated motion. And the second type is non-uniformly accelerated motion. Okay. So depending on the distance covered, velocities and acceleration, motion is further classified into these following types: uniform motion, non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion is further classified as uniformly accelerated motion and non-uniformly accelerated motion. So let us start with uniform motion. What is uniform motion? So first I am writing the conditions of every motion just below these points so that you may remember the flow chart and you can remember the conditions of all the motion in a single flow chart. So uniform motion, velocity remain constant. For uniform motion, velocity remains constant and acceleration is equal to 0. Okay. For uniform motion, velocity is always constant and acceleration is equal to 0. This condition you have to remember. For non-uniform motion, velocity is not constant. Velocity is not constant and acceleration is not 0. This is the basic condition. For uniform motion, velocity will be constant and acceleration will be 0. For non-uniform motion, velocity will not be constant and acceleration will not be 0. Why this thing happen? We will discuss it later on. First you have to remember all these things. Then we come to uniformly accelerated motion. So for uniformly accelerated motion, velocity is not constant for non-uniform motion. That means it will be applicable for uniformly accelerated motion also, because it is a part of non-uniform motion. So for non-uniform motion, velocity is not constant and acceleration is not 0. Now if acceleration is not equal to 0, then there may be two conditions. One is the acceleration may be constant or the acceleration may change. Acceleration is not 0, it means it may have a fixed value or its value may change. So if the acceleration has a fixed value, then that acceleration is known as uniformly accelerated motion. So if acceleration is not equal to 0 and if acceleration is also constant, it may take any value but it is constant, then such type of motion is known as uniformly accelerated motion. And for non-uniformly accelerated motion, the first condition will be same: velocity is constant, velocity is not constant, but acceleration will also not equal to 0 and it will not constant also. It means for non-uniformly accelerated motion, velocity will not be constant and acceleration will also not be constant. So such type of motion will be known as uniformly accelerated motion. This is the basic flow chart which you have to remember so that you can define each of the motion in a very simple way. Okay, so first draw this flow chart, then I am going to discuss each type of motion in detail. First draw this flow chart. So coming to the uniform motion. Uniform motion. What is uniform motion? The basic condition is velocity will be constant and acceleration will be zero. It means if velocity remain constant, for example, if you are riding your bike or your car, then if the velocity remain constant, then what will happen? If velocity remain constant, then what will happen? Let us draw a table. Suppose x is position or the displacement and t is time. Okay. T and x. T is time and x is position. Let us take t as time and x as position. So if we start the motion at t is equal to 0, I am just taking an example. If we start the motion at t is equal to 0 in any given frame of reference, and at t is equal to 0 means at the instant of starting the motion, the displacement or the position was also 0. Means you are starting the motion from origin, or the point where you start the motion, we are taking that point as origin. Means at that instant the position is also 0. Now let after 1 second of motion, let your position changes by 2 meter. Means in 1 second you have covered a distance of 2 meter, or you have traveled a distance of 2 meter. Then in another 1 second, means 1 second after, that means total time will be now 2 seconds. So in another 1 second, that means from 1 to 2 seconds, you again covered the same distance. Let the distance be 4 meter now. Now what does this table indicating? From 0 to 1 second, your displacement or your position changes by 2 meter. From 1 to 2 second, how much time interval is this? This is the time interval of 1 second. And how much position is changing? It is also 4 minus 2, that will be 2 meter. Okay. Now let us take one more interval. Suppose after 3 seconds, your displacement is, or your position is 6 meter from the origin. After 4 seconds, your position is 8 meter. Now what is happening here? In every second, the position is changing by 2 meter. Okay. So in such a condition, when a body travels or when a body moves in such a way that it covers equal displacement or equal distance in equal interval of time. When a body covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then such a motion is called uniform motion. You can see there is a uniformity in the motion. For every 1 second, there is a change of position of 2 meter. So such a motion in which a body travels equal distance in equal interval of time, such type of motion is known as uniform motion. So in short, we can write it as equal distance in equal time. What is uniform motion? The motion in which a body covers equal distance in equal interval of time. Such type of motion is known as uniform motion. This is just an example. Okay, for t equal to 0, displacement was 0, the position was 0. After 1 second, position changes by 2 meter. After 2 seconds, it changes by 4 meter. That means in this time interval, the time interval is delta t is equal to 1 second. And what is delta x? It is 2 meter. Again, if you find in this time interval, again this is delta t is equal to 1. And what is delta x? Delta x, it is again 2 meter. In next time interval, again delta t is equal to 1. And this delta x is equal to 2. It means for every particular time interval, the displacement is same. Okay, so if we find the velocity for the first time interval, or for this also, delta t is equal to 1 and delta x will be equal to 2. So if we find the velocity, what is the formula of velocity? Velocity is equal to displacement upon time interval. So for every particular instant of time, that particular instant of time is 1 second. Time interval is 1 second and there is a displacement of 2 meter. It means the value of velocity is coming out to be 2 meter per second for every instant of time, or for every time interval the velocity is coming out to be same. It means this velocity is constant. 2 is a constant number. So we can say that when a body moves in such a way that it covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then the motion is said to be uniform motion. And for uniform motion, if we find out the velocity, then it comes out to be constant. Okay, that is why what I have written here, v is equal to constant. So now you can say why the velocity is constant. I have taken an example. The value of velocity is coming out to be 2 meter per second. So the basic definition, note down the definition of uniform motion. When a body covers equal distance in equal interval of time. When a body covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then the motion of the body is known as uniform motion. Okay, and for a uniform motion, velocity of the body remains constant. Note down these all the things which I am saying. When a body covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then the motion is said to be uniform motion. And for uniform motion, the velocity of the body remains constant. Okay, now coming to the second point, that is acceleration. Draw this diagram also, this example, so that you may remember all the things. Now, since velocity is constant, v is equal to 2 meter per second, we know the formula of acceleration. A is equal to delta v upon delta t. This is the formula of acceleration. A is equal to delta v upon delta t. Now, since v is constant, so delta v will be equal to 0. Because velocity is constant, so initial velocity will be 2, final velocity will also be 2. That means delta v will be equal to 2 minus 2, final velocity minus initial velocity, which will be equal to 0. And when delta v is equal to 0, so acceleration will also be equal to 0. This is the second condition. This. Okay. So now it is clear what is uniform motion. The motion of a body, if a body moves in such a way that it covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then the velocity remains constant and acceleration will be 0. Such a type of motion is known as uniform motion. Okay, so note it down. Why the velocity is 0, why the acceleration is 0. Just note down this example also so that you may remember this. Now coming to the second type of motion, which is non-uniform motion. Now we are coming to the non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion. So the basic condition I have already written here, velocity will not be constant and acceleration will not be zero. Now let us understand this motion in detail also. So what was uniform motion? When the body covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then that motion is said to be uniform motion. So what will be non-uniform motion? First note down the definition. When a body covers equal distance in unequal interval of time or unequal distance in equal interval of time, then such a motion is said to be non-uniform motion. I am just writing it here. Equal distance in unequal interval of time. When a body covers equal distance in unequal interval of time or unequal distance in equal interval of time. Okay, so whenever a body covers equal distance in unequal interval of time or unequal distance in equal interval of time, or both may be equal or unequal, both may be unequal distance in unequal interval of time also, then such a motion is said to be non-uniform motion. Okay, now just take an example. Suppose, again I am taking the example of position with respect to time. So let us start a motion and x is position, t is time and x is position of an object. So suppose at t is equal to 0, the position was also 0, means the body was at the origin or at the frame of reference. Then let after 1 second its position changes by 2 meter, that is x is equal to 2 meter. Then after 2 seconds, suppose its position changes by, let its position is 6 meter. Then after 3 seconds, its position is suppose 12 meter. Then after 4 seconds, suppose its position is 20 meter. Okay, so if we take such an example, now let us consider it from 0 to 1. What is delta t? Time difference is 1 second, time interval is 1 second, and what is the change in position or the displacement? It is 2 meter. Now for 1 to 2 second, delta t will be equal to 1, and for 2 to 6 meter, what will be the value of delta x? It will be 4 meter. 6 minus 2, that will be 4 meter. Now again for 2 to 3 second, delta t is again 1 second, but for 6 to 12, what is the value of delta x? It is 6 meter. 12 minus 6, that is 6. Now again for 3 to 4 second, delta t is equal to 1, and for 12 to 20, delta x is equal to 8 meter. Now we can see from this example, for every 1 second, the change in position or the displacement is not same. For the first second, the displacement is 2 meter. For the next second, displacement is 4 meter. For the next second, displacement is 6 meter. And for another 1 second, displacement is 8 meter. It means for equal interval of time, the body is covering unequal distance for equal interval of time. Time interval is same, but the distance covered or the displacement covered is unequal. Okay, and we can take another example also. Let us take one more example where the time is unequal. First, let us complete this one. Then we will take another example. Now if we find the velocity of this particular each interval, so for 0 to 1 second, for this interval, velocity will be delta x upon delta t. So what will be its value? It will be delta x is 2 and delta t is 1. It will be 2 upon 1, that will be 2 meter per second. Means for 0 to 1 second, velocity is 2 meter per second. For next interval, for this interval, velocity will be equal to delta x upon delta t. And if we put the value, it will be 4 upon 1, that will be 4 meter per second. Okay, again for the next interval, velocity will be delta x is 6 upon 1, that will be 6 meter per second. Okay, so now we can see here that the velocity is not constant. Velocity is also changing continuously. So when a body covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, then the velocity also changes. It is not constant. And when the velocity is not constant, then there will be some value of acceleration also. You can find the acceleration also. Okay. So note down the complete definition of non-uniform motion. What is non-uniform motion? When a body covers equal distance in unequal interval of time or unequal distance in equal interval of time, then the velocity doesn't remain constant and acceleration doesn't remain zero. Means there will be an acceleration. Such type of motion is known as non-uniform motion. Okay. So we have taken an example. In this particular example, time interval is constant, but displacement of the position is continuously changing. Time interval is equal, change in position is unequal. That's why it is non-uniform motion, and there is a velocity which is not constant. For the first interval, velocity is 2 meter per second. For second interval, it is 4 meter per second. For third interval, it is 6 meter per second. Okay. So such type of motion is known as non-uniform motion. Note it down. Now if we find the acceleration from this particular example, so what will be the value of acceleration? Acceleration is delta v upon delta t. So for the first interval, that means from v equal to 2 to v is equal to 4, what will be the value of acceleration? Here the final velocity is 4 and initial velocity is 2. So the value of acceleration will be 4 minus 2 upon 1. What is the time interval between these two? It is 1 second. So the value of acceleration will be 2 meter per second square. Okay, it means acceleration is not 0, but it is 2 meter per second square, which is constant. Now for next interval 4 to 6, again if we find, then it will be 6 minus 4 upon 1. The time interval from 4 to 6 is again 1. So again the value of acceleration will be 2 meter per second square. For next interval also, acceleration will be 2 meter per second square. It means in this case acceleration is coming out to be constant also. Okay, so if body covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, then velocity doesn't remain constant and acceleration is not zero. It is having some value. So such type of motion is known as non-uniform motion. Now if in this particular example the value of acceleration is coming out to be constant, so we have studied two more part of non-uniform motion. First part was uniformly accelerated motion. uniformly accelerated motion. So non-uniform motion is completed up to here. Now we are coming to uniformly accelerated motion. I have taken just one example, that is enough. Uniformly accelerated motion. So it is a part of non-uniform motion. So the basic definition will be when a body covers equal distance in unequal interval of time or unequal distance in equal interval of time, and if acceleration, here it is the definition, uniformly accelerated. And what is the meaning of uniformly accelerated? It means the acceleration will be constant. So note down the definition of uniformly accelerated motion. What are the conditions? First condition is same. This is the same condition. If a body covers equal distance in unequal interval of time or unequal distance in equal interval of time, and if the acceleration remains constant, and if the acceleration also remains constant, then such a motion is known as uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, note it down. If a body covers equal distance in unequal interval of time or unequal distance in equal interval of time, and acceleration also remains constant, then such type of motion is known as uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, so this is the first, you have to write this thing, and second point is acceleration is equal to constant. That is the main thing. Like we have taken this example, so this is basically the example of uniformly accelerated motion also. It is the example of non-uniform motion as well as it is the example of uniformly accelerated motion, because in this case the acceleration is coming out to be constant. Clear? So this is uniformly accelerated motion. Now the last one was non-uniformly accelerated motion. Non-uniformly accelerated motion. So it is also the part of non-uniform motion. So the first point will be same for it also. It means when a body covers equal distance in unequal interval of time or unequal distance in equal interval of time, but in this case there is non-uniformly accelerated. It means its acceleration will not be constant. Acceleration is not constant, means its acceleration will change. Acceleration may increase or decrease. Okay, but this type of motion is not in our syllabus, so you have to just remember the definition of this type of motion. So note down the definition. When a body covers equal distance in unequal interval of time or unequal distance in equal interval of time, and acceleration of the body does not remain constant, then such type of motion is known as non-uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, so these are the definitions of different types of motion. Now we are coming to the graphical representation of motion. The most important part of this chapter, graphical representation of motion. Graphical representation of motion. How will you represent different types of graph, different types of motion on a graph paper? Okay, that is the graphical representation of motion, to represent the motion on a graph sheet. So we know about the graph sheet, graph paper. There are two axes, x and y axis. Okay, if we have to locate any point, you all know about the location of point on the graph paper. Suppose we have to locate 1, 2. Then how will you locate? We consider it x-axis as 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If we have to locate 1, 2, then what is the meaning of first point? It is x-axis and second point represent y coordinate. First point represent x coordinate and second point represent y coordinate. So 1, 2 will be represented as, first we will move on x-axis at a distance of 1. The coordinate is 1, so we reach at point 1. Then from this point, the y coordinate is 2. So we will move up to the point 2. So there will be a point. This is the distance of 2 unit. So we will move a distance of 2 unit from 1. So this will be the coordinate. It will be represented as 1, 2. If you have to represent 2, 3, then where will be 2, 3? This is 2. First point is x coordinate. So on x coordinate we move up to a distance of 2. Then where is 3? So from 2 we will move up to a distance of 3. So there will be a point 3. This coordinate will be 2, 3. This is our 1, 2 and this is 2, 3. So in this way you can represent the coordinates on a graph paper. Okay, you all know about this. So now I am starting the representation of motion on the graph paper. So basically we have studied about 3 things. From the starting of the chapter, we have studied about distance and displacement. So the distance and displacement we represent it by symbol x, or we are not saying distance and displacement. I am saying it just position of an object. Second term is speed and velocity. So we will take the graph of velocity only. Both are approximately same. Speed is a scalar quantity and velocity is a vector quantity, and in physics we generally use velocity for the representation. So second point is velocity, and third one we studied about acceleration. Okay, from the starting of the chapter we are studying about these 3 things: position, that means distance and displacement, speed and velocity, and acceleration. We have studied about different types of velocity, speed, different types of acceleration. Okay, now all these things, position of an object, velocity of an object, and acceleration of an object, all the 3 things changes with respect to a parameter. What is that parameter? From the starting of the chapter I am telling you that the main parameter in the motion is time. We defined rest and motion with respect to time, because time is always proceeding forward. Time is always changing. Time can never be constant. Time can never be stopped. It means the distance of an object will always change with respect to time. When we talk about the motion, whenever there is a motion, then the distance or the position of an object will change with respect to time. Velocity of the object will change with respect to time. Acceleration of an object will change with respect to time. It means we have to draw the graph of the position of an object with respect to time. It means the first graph is position time graph, or we can say position versus time graph. We can write it as position versus time graph. Means we have to show the position of an object with respect to time on the graph paper. Second is velocity. So velocity versus time graph, we have to study about it. We have to represent it on the graph paper, how the velocity of an object is changing with respect to time. And the third graph which we will study is acceleration versus time graph. So these 3 are the graphs for each type of motion. Now we have studied 3 types of motion: uniform motion, then 2 parts of non-uniform motion, that is uniformly accelerated motion and non-uniformly accelerated motion. But we will not study the graphs of non-uniformly accelerated motion, as it is not in our syllabus. We have to study about the graphs of uniformly accelerated motion only. Okay, so we have to draw the graphs of uniform motion and uniformly accelerated motion, which is a part of non-uniform motion. It means 3 graph for uniform motion and 3 graph for uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, so before starting the graph of motion, first we should know the graph of rest also, because our chapter start with the point rest and motion. We started a chapter with the definition of what is rest and what is motion. So first I am going to draw the graph of rest. When the object is at rest, then what will happen? So these are the 3 main graphs which we will draw later on. First we will draw the graph of rest. When object is at rest, we have to draw all the 3 graphs. When the object is at rest, then for rest we have to draw these 3 graphs. Okay, so for drawing the graph, because I already told you that there is a xy axis and we have to locate the points x and y on the graph paper and join that point, then the shape of the graph will automatically come out. So when the object is at rest, what does it mean? We have to plot the points first. Let us take an example, because without any points we cannot draw the graph. So first I am taking the example. First graph is, first I am going to draw position versus time graph. Position versus time graph when an object is at rest. For that I am going to draw the first graph, that is position versus time graph. So there are 2 possibilities. Suppose at t is equal to 0, object was at 0. Means suppose I am standing here. Okay, and what is the inertial frame? What is the frame of reference? If I consider x-axis, y-axis with respect to me, then I will be at origin. So I am standing at the origin. There is, in this side it is x-axis and upward is y-axis. So if I want to draw the graph of change in position with the time, now time started. I am standing here. For t equal to 0, my position is not changing. After 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, my position is not changing at all. It means if I was standing at x is equal to 0, but the time is increasing, but my position is the same, that is 0. With respect to origin, I am at particular that point. So at t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. After 1 second, my position doesn't change. It means x will be equal to 0. After 2 seconds, my position is not changing. Then also x will be equal to 0. After 3 seconds, x equal to 0. After 4 seconds, x is equal to 0. Why these all are 0? Because I am standing here. It means I am not in motion with respect to this frame of reference which is connected to me. That is x-axis and y-axis which is connected to my body. So with respect to that particular frame of reference, I am not changing my position. It means x will be 0 and t will be changing. So if we want to draw this graph, now draw the graph. This is x-axis, this is our y-axis. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for what is the first point? Now this is xy axis, but now I will consider time on x-axis because time is changing. So time will be taken on x-axis and position will be taken on y-axis. X or position, I am writing x. This x doesn't mean x-axis. It is representing position, and it is x-axis which is representing time. So it is time axis and it is position axis. Okay. So for t is equal to 0, what is the value of x? It is 0. So the first point will be 0, 0. What is the second point? It is 1, 0. X coordinate. X-axis is taking, time is taken on x-axis. It means x coordinate is 1. Position is taken on y-axis. Y coordinate is 0. So the value of x is 1, but the y is 0. It means we will not move. Third point will be 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0. Now if I join all these points, so a line which is overlapping with x-axis or time axis, this is the graph of object at rest. Okay, if the position of object was initially at 0 and object is not moving, object is at rest, then it will be the position time graph of an object. Now let us take another example. If we consider the position of an object, suppose at t and x, at t is equal to 0, the position was 10 meter. Okay, suppose I was standing here and I move up to this point. Suppose this is 10 meter from that particular, suppose this line, or suppose this board, I am taking it as reference frame. So from this board I am standing at a distance of 10 meter and I am considering this board as the frame of reference. So from the board, the distance, my distance is 10 meter. Okay, now the time starts. T is equal to 0. I am standing here, it is t equal to 0. My distance is 10 meter. After 1 second, I am standing here, my distance is 10. After 2 seconds, my distance is same. After 3 seconds, distance is same. Okay, so if the frame of reference is changing, I am considering the board now as the frame of reference. In the previous case, I have considered my body as the frame of reference. But now in this case, I am considering this board as the frame of reference. So with respect to this board, the distance between board and my body is 10 meter. Okay, so at t is equal to 0, distance is 10. At t is equal to 1, distance is same, 10. At t is equal to 2, distance is 10. At t is equal to 3, distance is 10. At t is equal to 4, distance is 10. Now we have to draw the graph of this particular. So first draw this graph of this. Then I am going to draw the second graph. So let us consider it x-axis and y-axis, but x-axis is representing time. It is not visible. So I will draw the graph here. So I am going to draw the second graph. It will look like this. This is our time and this is position. It is position x and time t. Okay, now 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And if we take a point 10 here, it is suppose 10, a position of 10. Means if I am standing here, the distance from this board up to me is 10, like that. If O is the frame of reference, origin, so the distance of an object is 10 meter. Okay, so at t is equal to 0, distance was 10 meter. So what will be the coordinate? 0, 10. So 0 will be indicated on x-axis and at that point we will move up to 10. Again 1, 10. 1, 10. This will be 1, 10. Then 2, 10. 2, 10. 3, 10. 4, 10. If we join all these points, so it will be a straight line parallel to time axis and it will be the position time graph of this case. Okay, so today we have drawn the position time graph of the object at rest. Okay, now we will draw the velocity and acceleration time graph. Since the position is not changing, it means the velocity will always be 0 and acceleration will also be 0. It means the velocity time graph and acceleration time graph for the object at rest are not possible. So note it down. Velocity time and acceleration time graph for rest are not possible. Means we will not draw these two graphs. These are not possible because we are not having any value of velocity, any value of acceleration. We can draw only position time graph for the object at rest. Okay, so revise this all the things. From the next video we will study the graph of motion, of different types of motion.